What's going on, everybody? Popculture
Ooh,
Pack here.
Yes.
Name's Marvel, and sorry we haven't uploaded anything in over a month, but a lot of problems just kind of happened, and a lot of stuff went on, and I joined, so so that's pretty neat.
yeah, we gotta explain why Swifty's not here.
And that's just among the many problems in the world right now. So
Yeah, Swifty's not here just because he's going through some stuff right now that we'd rather not talk about, so we'll just leave it to that, and you know, carry on with the podcast is now. So, what are our topics today, guys? Because I don't remember.
I sent them on Twitter. Let me find them.
Avengers is the first one.
Avengers. Okay.
The game.
Yes.
No, hold on. I have a freaking list.
Dude, you sent it to us in the group chat.
Exactly, I'm looking at it. Okay, first topic was what took the podcast so long to upload. I guess we kind of went over that. So yeah, now let's go to the Avengers.
Okay.
I don't know why I need to do that.
So.
Okay, let's do it.
Marvel's Avengers, the new game by Square Enix, Crystal Dynamics, coming out this September. Which actually, at the time of this recording, there's a beta that is going on. That is starting for PlayStation pre-orders. If you pre-order in PlayStation, you get to play the beta tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, some people didn't it like bug for some people and they got it early.
Yes, yeah. Some people got to play it, like play a little bit of the first bit of it, but then they just shut it down.
They patched it like immediately.
Does this mean this Avengers game is yours, Marvel?
Yeah, I take full responsibility for the whole game. It was my idea.
Just like Spider-Man.
Yeah. So yeah, if Marvel Spider-Man wouldn't have come out if it weren't for me. But anyway, in the last little bit, we got another War Table stream where they showed off all the stuff for the beta, when it's happening, what's going to be in the beta, which is...
I didn't even watch it. I'm sorry.
Okay. Basically, they showed, like, when you start the beta, you get to play A-Day, which we've seen plenty of, and I'm sure everybody's sick and tired of it. But you get to play through the full level.
What's A-Day?
Some celebration within the story. That's how it starts.
Yeah, I know that was a joke, man.
No. Anyway, after that, I think is some solo missions, and then a few training missions, and then also the Warzone missions, which is basically the multiplayer of the game. So you and 3 other people get to team up as Iron Man, Black Widow, Miss Marvel, and Hulk. There's no Cap or Thor in the beta, weirdly enough, but anyway.
Also, no Miss Marvel, right?
No, she's in there.
Okay, she's in it. Okay.
Yeah, she's there.
You said Warzone, which made me think of Battle Royale mode.
Wow.
Yeah.
I saw some people getting really triggered that Miss Marvel is in that game.
You know what? It doesn't bother me. Like,
Miss Marvel is actually one of my favorite superhero characters.
Yeah, she's pretty cool.
It triggered a lot of racism on Twitter.
Like, I think, in my opinion, Miss Marvel is better than Captain Marvel as a character. I prefer her over what's her name? Danvers.
Yeah, with what they've done to Carol for like...
I am a better character than Captain Marvel.
I mean, the only media I think that has done Captain Marvel justice is Earth's Mightiest Heroes. And I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but Superhero Squad.
We're kicking them.
Yeah, it's kick them off here. This is my podcast now. But yeah, in short, just a bunch of missions, 4 playable characters, and that's basically it for the whole beta. So I'm curious to you guys, 'cause
I'm pre-ordering it. So
I remember a few days ago there was a Microsoft stream too.
Yeah. Yeah, we can talk about that a little bit
there's a
later.
state of play in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, I have it open, and I'm just going to be playing it in the background, listening in on what's happening.
We're going to be mid-conversation. You're going to be like, oh my God, Spider-Man!
So my question to you is, are you playing the beta? Are you pre-ordering the game, or are you playing the game in general? So whoever wants to.
I'm pre-ordering it, but not till next week.
Okay. For what system?
I already have a PS4.
I'm pre-ordering it for the PS4, and I'm pre-ordering it from Best Buy, so I get the Steelbook with it.
Okay. I already pre-ordered months ago, so I have it on the store. I bought it digitally, and I bought the deluxe edition, so some extra stuff.
No, I'm too broke for that.
Yeah. I wanted to go collector's edition, but then I was like, there's not really much there that's interesting for me personally. But
if there's not a statue, it's not worth it.
No.
Could I say one thing?
Sure.
I remember this is kind of it's about pre-ordering something and getting something with it. Do you remember Lego Batman 2?
Yes, I do.
I pre-ordered it when it came out, and I got this. It was this Lex Luthor minifigure, in the Lexo suit. It was pretty cool.
Pretty neat.
But I like when you can get some nice stuff when you're pre-ordering a game, which doesn't happen often anymore.
No.
Like I got this Batman action figure with Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
Which is pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason I'm pre-ordering it exclusively from Best Buy, so I get the Steelbook.
Steelbooks are awesome.
I love Steelbooks.
Can we just have everything in Steelbooks?
I mean, I guess
I own 12, so yeah.
I guess it would cut down on plastic, so.
True.
But don't we also need to waste less metal?
Anyway, moving on.
That was a silence.
I didn't know how to respond to that.
That was like the sound of silence.
Yeah. I just sitting there.
We have intermissions.
Anyway,
when we edit it, can you please put the Jeopardy song?
Don't do that to me.
No.
Anyway, before we move on to our other topics, one thing I wanted to mention in terms of Marvel's Avengers is, I think a few days ago, they announced Spider-Man as a playable character, but the caveat to that is that he is a PlayStation exclusive, and the internet went on a fucking tirade because of that.
Yeah,
it went from console wars to the Civil War.
Can I give my opinion on this?
Yeah.
I think it's really anti-consumer. Even as a person who has a PS4, it's extremely anti-consumer because, it's just terrible to make something. They're basically, if someone wants to play Spider-Man in Avengers, they have to pay a couple $100 to buy a new console, which sucks.
Yeah, but that's for every game though. That's been going back since I think there was that same thing with Ultimate Alliance.
Okay,
I know skins are exclusive to like the Arkham games and stuff like that.
That's completely different. Irigen talked about it in his video about the Spider-Man exclusive. He talked about Marvel's Ultimate Alliance, but that's different because it's RPG.
I mean, in that case, yes.
Spider-Man doesn't really play a big part in the game, so
And there's like hundreds of characters.
Yeah. To me, like
nah, there's not like hundreds.
to me, it's a shame that the other consoles like don't get to play as him unless they really want to afford another system just to play that, which I doubt. But
I think it's just lame.
it's a shame, but I mean, it's
This is why the safe bet is just to buy a PlayStation.
yeah. From now on, no.
I have a feeling that this is what's gonna happen in Batman. Like Microsoft is gonna, buy the Bros part of gaming and then make Batman exclusive.
Yeah, I mean that could happen. Who knows what will happen with that?
If they buy, oh my God, I'm gonna go bankrupt. Swear to God.
Yeah,
If Microsoft buys Warner Brothers games, I think I may have to betray you all and buy an Xbox. I'm sorry.
Why would that betray us all?
Because I've stuck with PlayStation for about half my life.
I used to play the Xbox One. I mean, I've pretty much tried every console possible. Like, I've played the Wii.
Well, to be fair, I don't stick with brands. I buy the best systems, like of that generation, like what people like consider the best of that generation.
to me, it's the games that really like go
Yeah.
towards my purchases because
Yeah, like I really wanted to play Marvel's Spider-Man, and when I get to use my brother's PS4, so I was really excited when Marvel Spider-Man came out because it looks so cool.
Yeah, this is a whole like for at the end of the day for me it's a shame really, but it's like the only reason this happened was because of Marvel and Sony's like they have a good relationship going on, especially with the Spider-Man games, the exclusive Spider-Man games. They got a good thing going on. So the fact that
Everything
Okay.
is Spider-Man.
the fact that they're
I'm
just like
gonna ask you guys a question, and I'm gonna need you guys to answer because it's a big question that's been going on for like the past couple of years. Should companies get rid of exclusives?
In a perfect world.
I would say no. I mean, in cases like this, that's like it's bad because it's such an important character. Like it's such a popular character. Like if they picked anybody else to be exclusive, like say they put Ant-Man in the game, and it's like, oh, PS4 exclusive, get to play as Ant-Man or whatever. Nobody would give a shit. Like everybody, like just the fact that it's Spider-Man and that everybody went nuts about it, like it's crazy. So I mean, if we get, I don't mind getting rid of that type of exclusive, but say like if they decide to do like Halo on PS4 or God of War on Xbox One or something like that, like I would keep those because then there's a sense of competition, and like it's all a matter like of preference at that point. So if you want to play whatever game, then you could just buy that console. But for stuff like this, yes, I would get rid of that.
Yeah, I agree with Marvel.
All right. Well, at the end of the day, just don't play video games unless you're rich.
Yeah. If you got cash to spare, then play video games.
Well, if you're not rich, get a computer.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That costs more.
But it's more in the long run. It's more bang for your buck in the long run.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's better to buy a PC than it is to buy an Xbox because literally all of their exclusives are on PC.
Yeah, except
I don't want to
I'm
start a
not sure
console
if
or
you want to
anything, but
play
anything is
Arkham
better
Knight
than an Xbox.
on the PC.
What was that, Alter?
I said I'm pretty sure I don't want to start a console war, but I'm pretty sure anything would be better than an Xbox.
Yeah. Anyway, before we have people having our heads on pikes, let's move on to our next topic,
I can hear
which is
I can
what?
hear the neck-bearded people on the keyboards right now.
They're just typing away. So what's next
It's
on the
already a
list?
paragraph. All right, let me pull up the list again. Let's go, boys. I wanted to mention the Snyder Cut since that's a big topic going around.
Okay.
I mean, it's not as big
I don't.
anymore. But yeah.
Yeah, now that it's happened, there's not as many riots.
Yeah, I mean, now that it's happening, like everybody's just kind of calmed down on it a little,
Yeah.
but it's happening.
Except for the people who just beg for everything.
Yeah.
Well, now people are asking for
there's
cuts of other things.
God, I really hate those people.
Yeah, they're asking for the freaking. Well, not only are they asking for the Ayer cut of Suicide
I
Squad,
don't want that.
they're also asking they're kind of demanding Ben Affleck come back as Batman.
He doesn't want to come back.
They either want him
Exactly,
to come.
but
They're either asking.
demanding it.
Yeah, I mean, they're either asking him to come back, or they want an Ayer cut. They want a train cut, a Schumacher cut. Like, you got the Snyder cut.
Okay,
Let's
the
just
only
stay with
one,
that for now.
2016 DC again.
The only one I'm not gonna lie, the only one I kind of want is the Schumacher cut. I just want to watch it. It's not like
I have a loving relation with Joel Schumacher.
It's not like a deep need, but I think it would be fun to watch.
I want it to be super dark and brooding.
It'd be It'd be interesting.
Complete tone switch.
Yeah.
But I don't want any more men.
Batman of bat nipples, and he's just slashing people's throats open.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, as far as cuts go, the fact that yes.
You go. Sorry.
In the case of Zack Snyder. Oh yeah, you guys just go. All right.
I mean,
Marvel, you go. Sorry,
it's a miracle that it's getting made.
Yeah.
Even after all the demand for it, I'm still shocked that it's getting made now. Whether it's better, if anything, it will be better than whatever Joss Whedon put out. But I don't to me, it's going to be another Zack Snyder DC film. So it's going to be really dark. And it's probably not going to be as good as everyone thinks it'll be, but who knows?
There's already people saying that the Snyder Cut's better than all 4 Avengers films, or better than the entirety MCU. The movie's not even come out yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. Despite people claiming that it's gonna be a whole different movie than the Joss Whedon cut, I still think that remnants of that will be in there. So.
Well, actually, Zack Snyder said nothing that Joss Whedon shot will be in it.
Yeah. I mean,
but I'm just saying
the structure of the film will probably be relatively the same.
I mean, we saw that one
clip
people online of Wonder Woman going into I think it was a cave or something. It was like a drawing of Darkseid.
Yeah.
I'm already in all-out war with Snyder fans. Come at me. I want a bullet in my head.
I really dug that scene, though. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
I didn't watch it.
I mean, I've been keeping up with it, and by keeping up, I just mean
looking at
seeing
stuff every once in
seeing
a
all the
while.
new clips and stuff that he's been putting out, which is basically that dark side moment and the black suit Superman,
Ah, yeah.
and
I
it's
mean,
just
I have
Yeah.
a casual interest in it. I mean, Zack Snyder's not my favorite filmmaker. He has his merit. Not gonna say anything against him. I'll watch it.
yeah. I mean, I'll watch
It's
it.
kind of the main reason I wanted HBO Max.
I mean,
Don't you dare.
if anything, it's their biggest selling point.
Yeah.
As of right now.
I mean, I know
but
why they're
now
doing
they
it.
have like the GCPD series and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that thing.
Aren't they having like an Aquaman animated series?
I don't remember off the top of my head. There could
There's
be
a whole bunch of rumors of like series and stuff coming out.
Yeah. Well, as far as I know,
There's a Green Lantern series.
yeah, as far as I know, Green Lantern is a thing, and then the
Live
GCPD
action.
series is
And the Snyder Cut.
in the Snyder Cut. But yeah, I talked a little bit with Swifty about this when that got announced. I'm just like, I mean, it's probably going to be good, the GCPD show, but we just had a series just like that, Gotham. So the fact that they're just like, oh, we're going to do it again in the universe of the Batman is just like, can we get like something different?
But here's my thing. Here's my thing. We always get like remakes of the same things, like especially with DC stuff. Like comparing Gotham and the GCPD series would basically be like comparing the original Christopher Reeve Superman with Man of Steel.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, I think it's interesting because, I mean, the main reason I'll watch it isn't Matt Reeves making it?
Yeah, I think
He's producing it. I'm pretty sure.
I'll watch it if Matt Reeves is behind it because he's a great director. Like, he made the new Planet of the Apes movies, which were amazing. I have the last one on DVD, and it's great directing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, on the grounds that it's.
I mean,
like,
isn't like this GCPD series? Isn't it like? Isn't it supposed to like take place like after Batman's already a thing?
That's what I remember them talking about. Like,
isn't it before the Batman?
So in that,
or is it after?
I think I want to say before, because it's in the first year of his career, and I remember hearing something about the movie The Batman being like year 2, year 3, something like that.
I wonder if they're gonna do kind of the story of Batman Year One on, like, Gordon's side.
It'd be
in that case, it'd be way different than Gotham.
Yeah, I mean, if they did something like that for the show, then I mean, I could see that, since he'd probably be a major character for that show. But in the movie, no, I don't.
Like, not in the movie. I'm talking about the show.
Yeah, in the
like,
show.
They could include Loeb.
Yeah, because at this point, like, every Batman movie has done like a year one, like it has used year one as like an inspiration, and I'm kind of sick of it.
And this is
Okay,
so that as I've said on Twitter, I'm not a fan of Frank Miller. I don't think he's a great writer for Batman, in my personal opinion. And people can yell at me for that. I don't really care. It's just I'm not a fan.
all I'm gonna say is that we always get two versions of Batman every single time we have a film come out. It's either the year one Batman or it's the Dark Knight Returns where he's older.
Or
We
Long
never
Halloween.
have well, yeah, that, but we never have that, like, in the middle, like, prime of his career Batman.
Well, what I want is like 70s Neil Adam, Denny O'Neil Batman, you know? World's greatest detective Batman. With the please give me the blue suit with the long ears.
I was thinking more of like a Jeff Johns type thing.
I want something like a something like Hush, like where like he's in his prime, like he's been dealing with
Yeah.
all this stuff for at least like
That's what I was talking about.
like 10 years. Yeah.
Also,
Like
New 52
because
isn't
we
Jeff
always.
Johns.
Yeah, what were you saying,
Wait.
Alter?
Am I getting it mixed up? I get writers mixed up all the time now.
That was Scott Snyder.
Scott Snyder. What did Jeff Johns write again?
Jeff Johns did more Flash and Green Lantern. And I think he did Justice League too.
Yeah, that's right. I know him from Justice League then. So
he was really good on that. He's a great writer. I mean, he made Stargirl.
Yeah.
Like he made the character of Stargirl based on his dead sister, right?
I don't know anything about
was it a
Stargirl.
Dark
So.
Turn?
I think that's what he based Stargirl on.
So we can all agree that, like, when it comes to new takes of Batman, we don't want year one Batman or Dark Knight Returns Batman.
I mean, I could do like I think peak Batman is the way Batman animated series portrays him.
Yeah, I mean, in that case, like I want some, like whenever they do like new adaptations, that's something that's what I want to see because I'm tired of either he's at the very beginning of his career, hasn't done anything aside from take down some thugs or whatever, or he's at the end of his career where all of his villains are basically gone, and he's just an old guy like.
Also, why does he always have to be like
either
some madman?
I have no idea.
I mean, in pretty much
why
every.
Is Falcone the main villain for everything?
Yeah. He's always there. He's always in the first year. He's always there as the main villain.
Because Falcone's even in the GCPD series and he's in the Matt Reeves movie.
Yeah.
Also, where's my Kite Man movie?
It's coming
next year. I'm making it.
It's coming like 100 years from now.
I need a Kite Man movie, guys. Or
I'm gonna look up a fan film of Kite Man and I'm gonna send it to you.
Or here it is for you, Dr. Death.
I want my live action Red Hood. Just gotta give it to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be interesting to go through the core stories. I mean, Long Halloween would be an interesting story. Batman Hush, which I think is one of the best Batman stories of all time.
Yeah.
Nightfall would be awesome.
With the right actor. I want a Latino Bane.
Yeah.
Because Bane is always best as. I mean, I really like Bane having that type of background.
I'd be interested if they were going to pull Batman stories like, Long Halloween and Hush and stuff. Those are like everybody's first Batman stories, are like the most well known and the ones you should read. But I would love to do I would love for them to go a little bit off the
mainstream.
Yeah, off the mainstream. Probably do some hidden gem kind of Batman stories.
There was
Good God, I just went under the Red Hood.
There was one story I really liked. I mean, I don't know if you guys have read it, but Batman Venom,
Yeah.
where
Right.
Batman
Never
gets
heard of it.
addicted to drugs.
Yeah, that happened.
Dude, there was a fan film about that, I think. Hold on.
Oh no.
There was a dude who did like I'm thinking he did like an Elseworlds Batman like fan film. It was like a 30-minute long short film where Batman isn't rich. He's a homeless man on the side of the road selling meth.
What? What?
Yeah, and
What?
his father's alive, so he becomes Batman to kill his father. It's weird.
Wow.
What? That's crazy.
That definitely sounds like an
Yeah.
Elseworld story.
That really sounds.
It's awesome. Batman's over here with like prostitutes, and
if
he's
we're on
also
the-
selling meth.
Yeah. If we're on the subject of fan films, one of my favorites was always Dead End, where he fights Alien and Predator. Just like,
Oh, dude, there's a documentary on that.
There's a
yeah, I've
comic.
seen it.
There's a comic where Batman fights Predator.
Dude, that
Comics. Where Batman
freaking Dead End's awesome, though. I'm talking about bad fan films. Dead End is better than most live-action movies. Fun fact about Dead End, by the way, they were originally going to get Sylvester Stallone to play Batman.
Wow, that's.
And Mark Hamill would have played Joker in live action.
Huh.
Like, they had those two casted, but then Sylvester Stallone backed out, and then Mark Hamill backed out.
Well, what time period are you talking? Because they wouldn't be able to do it
This
now.
is like 2004. The movie came out in like 2003, 2004.
Yeah.
Well, how would they get them anyways? Because they can't pay them.
It was more like an art project to kick off the director's career.
I mean, they've gotten Hollywood stars to be in fan projects. So
Wasn't there a Punisher fan film that had like the 2003 Punisher?
yeah, Thomas Jane. He was in that one. I think it was Dirty Laundry. I think it was called.
Called Dirty Laundry.
Yeah.
Another great fan film is the Power Rangers one that's like overly dark.
Yeah, I've seen that
Power
one.
Rangers.
And I'm not even a huge fan of Power Rangers, but I watched that one. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty cool.
I used to watch the original show.
It's funny. It was made to be a parody, but it was unironically just good.
Yeah. Okay.
What's the next topic?
So we should probably, we're going way off topic here.
We kind of
Yeah.
went down
The next topic
DC
next topic
fandom?
here was going to be our thoughts on this. No, it was the Suicide Squad, and that would transition into DC fandom.
Okay. The Suicide Squad.
'Cause they've officially made that a Twitter account.
Right.
Well, didn't they make a website for it too? Like a domain?
I don't know if they made a site. No, that was for the game.
They
You're
got-
talking about the James Gunn movie.
Oh, you're talking about the movie.
Do you think we were talking about the game? Well, we're going to talk about that during our fandom discussion.
Possibility. You said DC fandom, so.
Well, yeah,
No.
but I mean,
Okay.
where everyone's thinking that the Suicide Squad's going to be at DC fandom.
I mean, it probably will be. Like, we're definitely going to see something for the movie there. But anyway,
I mean, there's a lot of. Okay, you talk.
I was going to say back on topic about the movie. What is everyone's general thoughts on it right now?
I really have no clue.
I think James Gunn
Like
is a superb director. I feel like I've said
Same.
that word too many times. I mean, I love his
Tommy
work,
Wiseau is a superb director.
and I think he's going to do a great job.
Yeah.
He can't do any worse than what Warner Brothers did to the original Suicide Squad.
Well, he's gonna do much better. He's gonna up it like tenfold.
Hopefully,
Exactly,
they,
'cause
yeah. Well, hopefully they just
because
let
I've
him.
seen the at like
Yeah.
the most I've all right. This is really awkward. Whatever. So the most I've seen for the Suicide Squad film is I just know it's directed by James Gunn, and uh I've seen some pictures people have taken out in the wild, and that's about it. Like I've
Yeah.
seen Margaret Robbie, I believe, is coming back in it.
Oh yeah, she is.
Yeah, they have a few. They have some people from the first movie coming back. Like Margot Robbie is back. Viola Davis,
Isn't Will Smith there?
Jai Courtney, and I can't remember the guy's name, but he played Rick Flag. So I'm like, it's on top of my
Tom
tongue.
Hardy?
But
No way, it wasn't Tom Hardy.
no. Yeah, I got no idea. But he's all four of them are back. And I think like
Yeah,
the
John
only thing
Cena's in it. I know that too.
yeah, John Cena, Idris Elba I think is there too, but he was gonna play Deadshot,
Yeah,
but then
didn't everyone say?
But then I guess he's
Yeah.
playing a new character.
Who do you think he's gonna play?
I have no idea, to be honest.
He would have seemed like the perfect person to recast Will Smith.
I guess. I mean, if he can do an American accent, then then good enough. Like if they decided like, hey, like we're just gonna if they decided to recast, and if he could have, and if he start.
All right.
So after that fiasco,
yep. Except you won't see it because
technical
it's going to be edited.
So anyway, back to Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Okay.
What else is there to say about it?
Yeah, there's not really much else to say about it. We have faith in James Gunn to not screw up the property.
I mean, he's probably the only person we can have faith in to do Suicide Squad, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, it can't, like we said, it can't be any worse than whatever, what WB did to David Ayer. Yeah, but it just, for my final thoughts, like, I'm confident that he can make a really good Suicide Squad movie. Hopefully the best Suicide Squad movie, and hopefully WB doesn't do anything to, fuck him over. So we can only hope.
Yeah.
Yep. And we know for sure it's going to be at Fandom, so we're transitioning this to the next topic. Unless you want to add anything.
No.
I just pray for no belly dancing immortals in this one.
Oh, they're going to happen.
Yeah.
Let's talk about DC fandom.
So it's only inevitable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, DC fandom.
DC fandom.
What all are we hoping?
Certainly got me hyped.
Yeah.
The only thing to hope for in 2020.
So, assuming, like,
DC's
from what we know,
practically carrying this year.
What are you saying, Marvel?
Out of all what we know that is coming, and what we think is going to be there, what all are you most excited to see?
Well, for me, the Batman game, whatever it is, the Batman movie, Wonder Woman. Isn't there a Wonder Woman panel?
Might be a trailer.
Shazam, because I love that movie. I hope there's some comic news. I'm not sure if there doing comic news?
Well, they're doing. I think though they're doing every like part of DC. So, I mean, I'd
Do you
be
think
surprised
Scott
if they didn't
Snyder-
include anything related to comics there.
Do you think Scott Snyder and Greg Capullo are going to be there talking about Dark Knight's death metal?
They could be.
Because I love that series.
I want to know more about Joker War.
Yeah. All right. So
But,
we basically.
As for everything else,
Yeah.
What are you guys excited
okay,
for?
so
Do you want to go first?
okay, I'm gonna
Walter?
butt in here just because I like talking.
Okay.
I mostly just want to see the game stuff, and it's not like I don't want to see the movie stuff. I obviously want to see the movie stuff and the comic stuff, and hopefully we get some stuff on like the animated movies too. But I personally, the thing that's mostly got me excited is the game stuff because of how long we've been going off of teases and stuff like that from different game developers. It would definitely be welcomed for a reveal of any sort. Doesn't matter if they reveal a freaking Batman game or a Suicide Squad game or both, as we're supposedly told. We
Yeah.
just, you know, that's basically all that's all I look forward to.
Yeah.
In
I mean,
fandom.
I'm pretty much in the same boat with you guys. Like most of the stuff that I want to see relates to movies, games, TV shows, some comics like Joker War, and maybe something about Three Jokers that they're doing. I want to see something more about that because they did show off a couple of panels and stuff from the first couple of pages, but I want to know some more details about that.
I mean, we've been waiting for that since Darkseid War. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
So like 2016?
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, it's been a while. Has it really been that
It was
long?
all of it.
Yeah, it's sadly altered. Has been that long, and then only now are we just getting around to it.
Christmas.
That's comic books for you.
Hold on, this is a little off, but if we're talking about DC in their comic book division, whatever happened to the 5G thing that they were doing?
I don't think they're doing that anymore, or at least I think so.
I hope to God they're not.
Yeah, I think everybody was just like, man, I don't want to see that, and they're just like, okay. So I'm pretty sure
Because
that they're not doing
DC
that.
kind of listens to fans.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if the Snyder Cut's a thing, yeah, they do.
Well, I see the Snyder Cut as more of a PR thing and less a listening to the fans thing.
Well, if the fans didn't want it, it wouldn't be an idea.
I mean,
Well,
to me, how
I'm
I think it happened was just HBO was like, man, we got to sell this new streaming platform.
Yeah,
we need something to.
It's for the
Hey,
money.
Zack Snyder, do you want to make a Snyder Cut?
It's not like DC is super nice.
I mean, it's just business, like whatever.
Yeah.
Is, at the end of the day, for
It's
everything
money.
that we pretty much talked about, it's all about like business in the very end. What's going to make the money?
Yeah.
And, but moving on.
I don't
At the end of the day, it's
fault them
content,
for
and
that.
I'll consume it.
Yeah. Moving on to I was gonna segue into movie stuff, but talking about games. I mean, we all want to see the Batman game, if there is one. And I mean, there is one.
We've been waiting for 5 years.
I just forgot about it. I mean, we've had teases here and there, and then a long stretch of just nothing. So I'm hoping that we actually get something for this game, so that everybody doesn't collectively go, "All right, we're done. Like we're not doing this."
And then they reveal it to be a Batgirl game.
Oh God. Um, but talking about the
Watch it be
Suicide
just a whole
Squad,
Joker game.
yeah. But talking about the Suicide Squad game, if we do get something for that, would you guys really be interested in playing a
Who's
Suicide Squad game?
who's making the Suicide Squad game? Because I've heard both Rocksteady and WB Montreal get tossed around with that game.
Well, we're not. Well, we don't know, but I think if out of the two there, it would probably be Rocksteady, because WB Montreal already has their Batman game, whatever they've been working on. So
They have apparently WB Montreal's working on 2 DC games from some of the leaks I've heard.
yeah, it's
I'm on the fence, like, on subject of Suicide Squad, because I mean, I enjoy stories with Suicide Squad, but they're not exactly on the list of my favorite characters.
for me, they don't have the appeal of something like Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah,
I want to go see a Guardians movie, and I don't really care. Like, if it's interesting, then sure. But besides that, I'm not rushing to the theater to go see the Suicide Squad. So,
I mean, it's just they're not very
But for-
compelling to me.
You have to have certain members of the Suicide Squad for me to actually care about it.
Yeah.
Like if
Well,
some of those key Batman villains were not there, I would care less about the team.
Well, like I personally, this is just me. I don't think Harley Quinn works that well on Suicide Squad because I don't think DC writers really know how to give Harley Quinn agency because she always keeps running back to the Joker no matter what.
Here's how I think.
I mean, in the comics, like I disagree with that, because throughout all of the New 52 and even Rebirth, they've done enough with that character to
It's
make
definitely
her.
worked. It's worked some in the comics, but I'm talking mainly movies.
I mean, she was really well written in Assault on Arkham, which was the animated movie with the Suicide Squad as the main premise.
I'm also not sure how a game about the Suicide Squad would work.
From what I've heard, it's more, you know how the Avengers game is like a games as a service type thing?
Right.
That's basically just what I've heard that the Suicide Squad game is. It's just DC's version of the Avengers game.
Well, if we wanted DC's version of the Avengers game, I'd want Justice League.
There's been a lot of stuff rumored that would be similar to the Avengers game. Like, remember, I think it was a year and a half ago, it was rumored Rocksteady was working on a Justice League game, then they were going to work on like a Teen Titans game. Now they're doing Suicide Squad, and apparently it's almost like confirmed it's Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah.
WB Games is just a PR nightmare.
DC is a PR nightmare.
I mean, I think now they have their movies good to go, you know.
I mean, they have their.
I think like about a year ago, I would have said the same thing.
I hope they have their crap together.
I mean,
I think they do.
I mean, yeah, like 2017, 2018, it was just kind of a mess for everybody, and I think now they're slowly like starting to get on track with that. I mean, they've definitely shown that with the movies that they've been putting out lately. So
I mean, their most recent 3 have all done extremely well, except for Birds of Prey, but they were all also like critically well received.
Mm-hmm. So, okay, one last
So I
game,
think
one last game thing I want to bring up here. Do we think that Injustice 3 is a possibility?
see,
Possible.
here's the thing with that. Injustice 2 ended because it will have like an alternate ending. So unless Injustice 3 is going to be a sequel, um, like Injustice 3 probably wouldn't work as a sequel because of the alternate endings. Because like you would have to
Actually,
choose, like they would have to make up which one's canon, which would ruin it. So if they are doing it, they most likely would have to do a prequel, which is probably the case since the comic just got revealed of
yeah,
Injustice Year
that's
Zero.
that's what I was about to say. That makes it more likely that they make a sequel or prequel, whatever they want to do.
I think unless they're gonna reveal which alternate ending is the canon ending, I think until they reveal that, it's best just stick with the
Wouldn't
the prequels.
so? What do you mean by alternate ending? I don't fully remember.
The game had
So
two
in
endings.
Injustice 2, yeah, in Injustice 2, they had this thing where you could choose which fighter you would want to play as for that fight of the game or whatever. So they had one at the very end where you could choose between Batman and Superman,
Oh
and
yeah.
whoever side you picked would be a different ending. So if you chose Superman, you got a bad ending where Superman basically won, and Superman's like evil dictator in this universe. Or if you choose Batman,
Wait,
you would defeat Superman, and it would be the
what
good
if it?
ending.
What if in the sequel you chose the path of the ending of Injustice, like so basically in the sequel you would say, like, if you chose Batman at the end of Injustice 2, you'd say you're Batman, so you go down. That would change what the game would be about.
So you would practically be playing as two different universes in one game.
I mean, it's a neat idea, but then
It would be really complicated.
it would be really complicated, and they'd literally have to make two
It
different
sounds,
storylines to
but it sounds similar if you remember Mortal Kombat versus DC Universe. Before you played the campaigns of that game, you would have to choose which side you were on. Were you on the Mortal Kombat side, or were you on the DC side? If you chose the DC side, that would be the characters you play as, and it'd be kind of like like a way different campaign. If you chose the Mortal Kombat side, it would also be more like you'd play more as the Mortal Kombat characters, and it would be more like their campaign. If you get what I mean by that.
Yeah, but I mean that was a crossover game, so
It's different.
yeah. I just feel like if they
I just
decide
could
to
see
go
that
with
them
like
taking that route if they did a sequel.
if they made a sequel and they did that idea, like I think
I don't
would
think it'll work.
No, like it would probably just be a little bit too complicated to make two
They
different
could bring.
campaigns like happening simultaneously. So what I would want them to do is,
I mean, it could work.
Yeah.
Maro, what were you saying?
For my money, like I'd rather just them continue on from the good ending, since I know that they were trying to be really ambiguous with how the story went, but most of the people that I knew that played the game went with like Batman's chapter. So I feel like if you're going to make because like if you're going to canonize anything, it would probably be that. Because if you did the Superman, like if you start the game on the Superman ending, literally he's taken over everything. All the heroes are practically under mind control. So
what would be the point?
Yeah, it's like, what are you going to do with like going off of there? And I mean, they did a story.
You could basically just be the heroes take back over or whatever if they did that.
Yeah.
They could actually. This is an idea I just had. They could, if they wanted to, have Injustice 3 be like the sequel to one of the endings, and maybe they make an Injustice 4 or like a DLC or something, which would take after the other ending.
Yeah.
Well, isn't that the same thing?
Said,
Eh,
or just as Marshall said, it would be way too complicated.
Yeah, they could go any number of ways. It's really like if they decided to make Injustice 3, it would be really hard like to go off of what they did at the end of Injustice 2. But I
Also,
mean,
I don't think DC would go that far to make something like that.
Which is why I said that it would work more as prequels.
they
What do
have
you-
they have a prequel happening right now with
Yeah.
Year Zero. So I
The
mean,
comic.
if they're gonna make
Exactly,
a game
so
with a prequel,
they can make a.
I mean, the only thing you could do is adapt it, and I don't think there's much a point of adapting a comic into a game.
yeah.
Unless
They
it's
could
like
just start making Injustice like an Elseworlds game series.
I mean that's a possibility, but I mean, so much of what happens is in that particular universe, and if they decide to stray off and say, "Hey, we're going to do another universe completely separate," then
that would be its
that'd
whole
be a
other.
whole different.
Also, didn't they already say that that the next game from NetherRealm won't be Injustice or Mortal Kombat?
I can't remember for the life of me, but I just thought it'd be fun to bring that up anyway, since right now they're doing the comics again, and I mean Injustice is like the hype is building back up for that. So
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to check out the comic.
Yeah, me too. Okay, moving on to movies. I mean, we talked about the Snyder Cut. We talked about the Suicide Squad. There's like
And we
what I kind of want to bring up now.
briefly mentioned Matt Reeves' Batman.
Yeah, briefly. I'm hoping we get a trailer for that. I would love to see something.
I'd love to see test screenings for other characters, like a Catwoman test screening or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be cool to get some reveals for like Riddler and Catwoman and
Yeah.
Alfred.
It would be amazing if we got a trailer.
I want my Carmen Falcone reveal.
Yeah.
Wow.
But going off to the other movies, Shazam 2, I just watched the first one recently, and I thought
What
it was
did
really
you think?
good. I thought it was really good. Like I really enjoyed it.
I personally love it because it's one of my favorite superhero movies now. Like, I think Zachary Levi is a perfect Shazam. Like, I think Christopher Reeve is a perfect Superman, or Gal Gadot is a perfect Wonder Woman, you know?
My opinion on Shazam is just it's good. It's not like great or anything, in my opinion, but it's a good movie.
Yeah.
They all did really well.
I've Aquaman, Shazam, and Wonder Woman all on DVD, which I finally was able to get
I own every
a while ago.
I own every live action DC movie on DVD except for Birds of Prey and Joker.
Like, I used to have Batman vs Superman and Man of Steel on DVD, but I sold them because if I didn't, I probably would have burned them.
You monster.
I don't think that makes me a monster.
Yeah,
Release the Ayer cut.
No.
Not yet.
Burn it. Burn it in hellfire.
Let's get the Snyder cut first before we talk about other cuts. So yeah, we can all say we're excited for Shazam 2.
Yeah.
What about Black Adam?
I mean, I want to see Black Adam in a Shazam movie, but I'm not sure if I want his own movie.
Yeah, I'm in that. I'm still weirded out that he has his own movie to begin with. So,
like, why don't you just put the backstory in the Shazam movie? Like,
from what I heard from whatever you call it, like interviews with Dwayne The Rock Johnson, he said that was originally what they were going to do with the script for Shazam, but they thought that the backstory was too complicated, so they decided to make basically Black Adam the setup movie to.
It's not really all of that.
Shazam 2.
This
is just from what he said, okay?
He's just a guy in Egypt, and he gets the powers of Shazam, and then kills a bunch of people.
Sure,
and then he tries to rule the universe.
I'm sure with what they've done with Black Adam now, having him, with his own, corner of the world with Kondak and everything, I'm sure that they could make a good movie, and I'm sure The Rock would do a really good job with that character. So
it's just my thing is I don't know who the antagonist would be of the movie.
No one. I mean, except for the rulers of Egypt, I guess.
Yeah, I don't know who the villain would be. I don't think
it's just that interesting of a movie just to watch an OP dictator just walk around for about an hour and a half.
I mean, it's kind of the same idea as Joker, a movie about a supervillain.
Yeah, I mean, if anything,
the thing with Joker, his antagonist was just society itself.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, for Black Adam, they would need to have someone to oppose him rather than just him being
usually
dictator, because that would just be a boring movie.
In most stories of his story, it's basically rulers of Egypt, they're being his family. So he gets the Shazam powers to rise above oppression.
Yeah. So, yeah.
I could see them bringing in the new gods or something like that.
Why? Are you talking about for their own movie? I don't know.
Okay, I'm trying to.
Or are you talking about their own movie?
I'm just trying to start bluffing here, okay? There's no way that they can make a Black Adam movie work. I'm trying to be nice, okay?
I mean, it's not that hard. It's a decently compelling story about someone rising above, being poor and being oppressed by the rich.
Anyway, Aquaman 2.
No, you're talking about Joker. This is Black Adam.
Aquaman 2. What do we think?
Yeah, Aquaman 2. That's going to be great.
I loved the first Aquaman, and since it's Black Manta, it's going to be even more awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I really liked Aquaman, but I mean, I like Black Manta. He's a neat character and he's got a cool costume and everything. But I feel like he's just kind of wasted. They just needed someone to pad out time. So I mean, I would have rather they just cut him out and save him for just set it up at the very end or whatever. But the fact now that he's in or he's probably going to be in the sequel and be the main villain for the whole thing, I'm excited to see. And I mean, hopefully they, develop his character a little bit more. And
I mean, this is just me. To me, I felt he was necessary in the first one to kind of further Aquaman's arc in the movie, because Aquaman just straight up kills Black Manta's dad, which makes Aquaman realize is that he needs some growth as a person. But that's just me. I mean, I could be wrong.
The thing I'm most excited for Aquaman 2 is just the set pieces and the visual effects, because the first Aquaman, maybe the story had some rough edges, but I mean, it made up for it because the movie was just stunning to look at.
Agreed.
Go see that thing in IMAX, bro. Jesus.
I saw it and I saw it in 3D and also in IMAX, and man, like it's just a beautiful movie in
Good
general.
God.
Also, I'm just glad they got the original suit. I wasn't sure if they could.
Aquaman's better than drugs.
That's true. That's true. Don't take drugs, kids. Take Jason Momoa.
Just watch Aquaman.
There's your drug.
It's a beautiful man.
Ingest some Jason Momoa.
Yeah, I mean that suit though. I love the classic Aquaman. I don't know how they were gonna make it work in a movie, but somehow they
pulled it
did,
off.
and it was good. Now it's in Fortnite.
Yes.
I bought
So is
it.
Batman.
Yeah.
Batman's coming back, and I'm so happy.
In case you missed it the first time.
Yeah, I did miss the first time. I didn't play till last season.
Yeah. Okay. So we pretty much
But,
we're all in agreement that we're excited for Aquaman 2.
I'm excited for pretty much everything DC right now, which it's kind of funny. For the longest time, I had been excited for everything Marvel and nothing DC, but now I'm not really interested in anything Marvel. I mean, except for like games, like Miles Morales. I mean, none of the movies really piquing my interest right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like all the ones planned don't
The
sound
things I'm most...
very interesting.
I mean, Blade sounds great. Because it's Blade.
Well, yeah, it's Blade, but that's not coming for how long?
Probably like a few years, something.
I think it's like 2022.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember seeing that on the slate. I just saw like Eternals, Shang-Chi.
Yeah. I mean, we could talk about
all of the characters.
We can talk about Marvel another
Yeah.
time. Is there anything else when it comes to movies, whether live action, animated, that you're
Flashpoint?
Yeah,
I mean, we already talked about that, I think.
I know, but I just want to mention that's probably my most hyped movie besides the Batman.
I have a feeling it's not gonna be. I have a feeling it's not gonna be Flashpoint.
Yeah, I think
know,
they've already gone into it about that, and it's basically it's more or less the name Flashpoint, but it's something different entirely. I mean that's the movie I'm most curious about, because I don't know
like
what
just
they're
a
gonna do.
multiverse
Just from what we've
adventure.
Yeah, just from what we've heard.
Walter, you muted yourself.
Yeah, sorry, someone called me. But it just, the things that got me really hyped by that movie, Michael Keaton as Batman, more Ezra Miller Flash, first time seeing Reverse Flash in live action, and multiverse stuff.
I don't mean to sound, what's the word? The many words that people call me this after saying this misogynistic, anti-female, whatever. I don't want Eobard to be a woman.
Is he? I've heard. I thought that was just a rumor.
Probably is.
Yeah.
I doubt they would, you know,
I just
go
I
that
don't
direction.
I don't think it would work.
Because for all I know, it could be like a "We Got This Covered" article where they said Spider-Man was going to be bisexual.
A lot of people on Twitter believe that.
Everyone
Spider-Man
believes we got
is
this
bisexual.
covered. The day they get something right, the day I win the lottery.
Which will never come.
No.
Exactly.
Okay. One movie thing I wanted to mention. This was announced. I want to say last week. It was recently. Death in the Family is getting an animated movie.
Oh
And
yeah,
It's an interactive movie.
I don't know about you guys, but I'm not convinced on this whole thing.
Listen, Under the Red Hood is my life. For us to get any more content relating to that is just a wet dream. So
I think it's pretty kooky. I think it's pretty wacky.
I'm not going to pay like $20 for it on Blu-ray. I'm going to wait for that to come to HBO Max.
Yeah.
I think it's a crazy thing that's happening. I feel like we're in like a DC Renaissance now. Like thing after thing after thing.
I'm really excited for Man of Tomorrow, the Superman animated movie.
I don't know. It kind of looks like an Archer.
I love the art style so much. It's just really fluid. It's like a fluid Archer, and I love it.
Yeah.
It kind of looks weird to me. I mean,
to me, it looks better than most of whatever DC has been putting out for the last couple of years. And
I didn't like the fact that the Camus animation was really bland.
It's just bland
like
and
before that,
like low budget.
The art style is great. The art's
every movie before Flashpoint was amazing, like artistically wise, and most of them were amazing, like writing wise.
Like Superman, Batman, Public Enemies. I love that movie.
Mm-hmm. I think we pretty much covered.
But it's still just.
Yes, we got this covered, guys.
Yeah, let's just. Yeah, we got this.
Just everybody's like, let's end it.
Batman is a black transgender female.
What did you say about me,
Next
boy?
movie, played by Robert Pattinson.
Yeah.
I am Batman.
We should we should become writers for We Got This Covered. We'll make headlines for saying stupid
Dude,
stuff.
I am a writer.
Then get on We Got This Covered and just make up dumb stuff.
Oh, before we go, you guys want to talk about like what you're up to? You know, our own endeavors.
Nothing. This is the first thing I've done in about like 2 weeks.
Have you just been, sitting in your bed face down, crying,
staring at the ceiling, like?
Yeah. Depression hits hard, man.
Yeah, that's true. In terms of what I've been up to, it hasn't been much. I've been working on a side project, which I don't want to reveal yet until it's ready, but definitely been spending most of my time on that. But I mean, yeah, I've been meaning to stream again for the longest time, and I just haven't. I'm just not feeling it, you know?
I've thought about it, but I can't get myself to do it.
Yeah, same here. But yeah, that's basically it for me. So
the thing, speaking of streaming, that's actually something I do have planned. When I do pre-order Avengers, the beta to that is I plan on streaming that on the channel, maybe on Twitch. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm 66 pages into my screenplay.
66.
Yes. in
66
which
out of 4,000.
the Peace Protectors, my superhero team, are facing off against. I mean, in the scene I'm writing right now, they're facing off against a team of supervillains, which are kind of like mini bosses, and they're called the Injustice Inquisition.
Hey, what do you plan on doing whenever it's finished?
I'm gonna make it.
Mm-hmm.
I shall help you. I will. I'm in.
I think it's gonna go off in like 5 seconds.